That was just me making sure that it was good. So, sorry. Um, Today is Friday, and it's 1 PM Pacific time, which is very exciting because, I want to hopefully be doing these every Friday at 1. I've mentioned before that sometimes the schedule changes because I do have other shows, but if there's a different time that works better for you guys, let me know. I think this is a good, like, time during the day to do it, but yeah, if you guys, prefer a different day, let me know. I just really hope that one day we will. We'll get to a Friday the 13th, and it's like, what better day to do a show about horror, right? Also, if you're, uh, a dedicated viewer of the show, you will know that things are slightly different. I'll clap about that because after last week's show and after Power Up, please watch us on Power Up. It's part of a show that I do with Geek Bomb. It is a show. The show is called Power Up. It's a show that we do with Geek Bomb, and it's on Trisha Hirschberger's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Trisha Hirschberger, and I do it with Mod, and it's this whole thing. Anyway, I do that there. So after I finished filming that, I was like, you know what? I am done with this background. And then this happened. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but we are rearranging almost everything in this apartment. We actually live in a studio apartment, so there's only so much you can do. But being in quarantine, you kind of just see the same four walls, or I mean, different kinds of walls, but did this whole time. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Michael's here, of course. That's there. These lovely little candles are super cheap and very, very fake. Um, I love this little lantern. Look at me. I'm doing a little house tour. Just kidding. I love this. Love it so much. It is fake. We have cats, but I do want some actual like, good candles. And Bath and Body Works, I have opinions about them. So I will be revamping it. So you never know what this space might look like next week. I also have all these movies and they're categorized by genre as well as by some directors. All of these here are Spielberg movies because obviously this little this little cat right here, his name is Spielberg and he's actually sleeping. ET does need to be added on. ET doesn't know that he's not currently on. Um yeah, all of these are my horror movies. And then it goes into rom-coms because I love horror movies and rom-coms. Anyway, yeah, just in case you guys were wondering. You might be watching this on Facebook. You might be watching this. How can I get this? Oh, you might be watching this on Twitch, twitch.tv/AmyCassandra MTZ, or you might be watching this on YouTube once I open it up. Let me know also if you like the sound quality. This is a snowball mic. It says blue on it, but it's not blue. It's actually black. Misleading, sir. Um, yeah, I'm just constantly trying to step it up for you guys. You deserve more. So that's it. Today Wolf is the name over on Twitch says it sounds great. Amy, thank you so much. I'm actually trying to find Facebook, and I think let me see. Carmen, hi. Wait, okay. I think I can see everything on Facebook. But yeah, so Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, that's where you can find me. Um, Today we're going to be talking about 3 movies and something very exciting, which if you follow me at all, you know that I'm really I already said exciting. Really pumped about. I'll just tell you, we're going to talk about Chucky later. Okay, but first, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be living on YouTube right now. Hi, Audrey473. Great seeing you guys here. Make sure that you give this video a like, comment below, and make sure that you turn on the notification bell. And also subscribe. Well, you have to subscribe first and then turn on the notification bell. So that you don't miss any of my videos. God, that sounds like something that I've said in one of my many hosting jobs recently. I'm like, so yes, we're gonna talk about the first three movies, well, the only three movies, horror movies that I saw this week. Then we'll talk about Chucky, and if you guys have any questions throughout this, we'll just have a conversation about that. And I will be switching between Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. Okay, everyone good? We're ready. Hopefully, ET and Spielberg will show up. I don't know where they are. They're right there. They're sleeping, both of them. That's sweet. They were screaming their heads off this morning. Spielberg woke me up with his meows. Anyway, so they might make an appearance. Okay, first up this week was Relic. Um, I don't know why. Actually, I said first up because that's actually not the first one that I saw. But we're going to talk about it first, mostly because it is first in this title. Relic came out this year, and by this year I mean like literally a week ago. It's an Australian horror film. It was filmed in Australia. It's 89 minutes, so just a little bit under an hour and a half, which is pretty good if you think about horror movies. Sometimes they can drag on. And it's $6 on Amazon. All right. You can also follow me on Letterboxd because I reviewed it. And once I'm done watching a movie, sometimes I care about what other people have to say about it before I write my super short review. Because literally my reviews on Letterboxd are just like little baby word vomits. So that sounds gross. But what people had to say about it, I mean, I agree up until a certain point. Relic stars Emily Mortimer, which, if you've seen the newsroom, it's Mac. Oh my gosh. If you've seen the most recent Mary Poppins, she's in it. She's fantastic. Severely underutilized, I would say. Um, and yeah, and so she plays the mom, and she has a daughter, she has her mom. So it's three generations of women, and stuff goes down in this house and you learn much more than you think you might. It's definitely a slow burn, very slow. I was kind of bored at points, and I was like, what's the point of this? Emily, come on." There are no jump scares, but in the way that The Haunting of Hill House like creeps you out because you notice something that you didn't notice right away, and you're like, wait, and they don't obviously point it out. That's what they do. That was a really weirdly worded sentence, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and I think like I like that more than your average jump scare because jump scares, people do them and it's like, okay, cool. Like I know I'm gonna be scared, and sometimes they're done really well. Sometimes you're like, I expect them, but still, jump scares are part of the horror genre. But when someone gives you something like a shadow somewhere, and if you don't catch it, you don't catch it. But if you're watching it with people and they're like, "Did you see that? Did you see that?" Oh, ASMR. Anyway, then you're like, crap, no, I didn't. And if you just constantly look for those things, it just becomes a way more terrifying and haunting experience, which I really do like. The last 5 minutes of this film made me bawl my eyes out. Um, Very rarely do I watch a horror movie that makes me feel more intense feelings than like, ah, that was fun. You guys did great. That was a great little jump scare. Love the blood, the gore, decapitations, awesome. Stabbings, woohoo. I knew that was going to happen. When there's another layer to it where you're like, oh crap, like there's a drama layer, then I'm like, okay, like you could argue Midsummer. No, you couldn't argue. You would say that Midsummer has that layer, right? Um, there's a lot to it that makes your experience watching a horror movie that much deeper. And without giving spoilers away, like it hit home. It hit home a lot. And I would say honestly just for those last 5 minutes, which sounds ridiculous. For the last 5 minutes, that's why you should watch this whole movie. Like I said, 89 minutes. We've all seen an hour and a half movie, right? Like we've seen those. And a lot of them tend to be comedies and a lot of them are like, "Meh." I promise you, if you just accept this movie for what it is and what it's trying to do, then you will have a much better experience than I think I did. Um, Highly underrated. People are just not necessarily on board for what it is and what it's about. It deals with generational things. It deals with um, taking care of people. I don't want to give it too much away, but yeah, don't dismiss it. I don't know if I already said this, but it is only $6 on Amazon. So, highly recommend. Have you guys heard about it? First of all, have you guys been interested in watching it? And will you watch it now? That's what I want to know. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, please let. Oh, there you go. Generational mortality. Thank you. Dementia, especially. Yeah. Um, and see, those sometimes I'm sure that if I had heard that, I'd be like, that sounds a little depressing. But there's like a cathartic moment that happens, and look at me, I'm just getting tense just talking about it. If you've ever been in that kind of position, I would hope that there's some kind of like therapeutic effect watching it. And that's certainly what happened with me. Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, but like you still feel like, huh, that's beautiful. Didn't think of it like that. And then I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. I would say it's kind of like Hereditary, minus all the like super far out stuff, even though this does go a little. Um, Ruth Ann, never heard of it. Yeah, it's brand new, so you guys haven't missed much, but Audrey, you might watch it now. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. As always, I recommend these movies or I don't, and I tell you my honest opinion because obviously no one's paying me to talk about any of these. Moving on to the next one. How do you guys feel about walruses? Is what I want to know. Because whatever you thought about them before, you will feel differently about them after you watch this. This movie's called Tusk. hmm I did not know what the heck I was getting into when I started watching this, and I will not give much away because I want you guys to have the same experience. This movie's from 2014. It's 102 minutes, which is legit not long at all. um, it's wait, I know math. 120 minutes is 2 hours, so it's 140. You can actually watch it on Netflix, which I think is great. I've talked to you guys about this a lot, mostly last week. But I want to make sure that I watch horror movies that you guys can find easily, like on Netflix or Prime, because sometimes not everyone has Shutter. But yeah, this one's readily accessible for you. Um, how do I begin? Justin Long is in it. It's directed by Kevin Smith. Um, this movie came about. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Hunter, I know knows what's up, but because Kevin Smith was talking about it, or was kind of just like BSing his way through, and ended up kind of like accidentally making this movie happen. And he asked people if they wanted this movie to happen, and they said yes, and then it happened. This movie is definitely it falls in the category of body horror, which we have talked about. Beach House. Um, there's something about body horror where it takes on a different level. I think I'd almost do better, which is weird, but I do better with normal decapitations. What is that? That's not a thing. I do better with those because I don't know, it's hard to detach myself from it. But if you think about what can happen to your body and those things start happening on screen and you like feel it, like sometimes you literally feel it. I know this is not classified as body horror, but please let me know if you were also traumatized by the mummy and the bugs crawling inside of the skin and just like anyone else because yeah, I don't do well with body horror, but I welcome it, and I've grown as a horror movie lover. Hunter, yeah, so Tusk, him and his friend Scott Mosier Mosier improved it on Smodcast. So yeah, Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier, like just right, which is crazy to think that you can just come up with an idea for a movie like that, and it's so bizarre, and then you just like you make it happen. That's awesome. Um, uh, what will I say about it? Walruses, body horror, Kevin Smith, Justin Long. Justin Long with a mustache. Meh. He plays this horrible character, and I'm like, you suck, man. Oh, Haley Joel Osment, he's in there. He doesn't see dead people. He doesn't see dead people. What can I, guys? I think you please, if you watch, okay, hopefully you will watch all three of these movies that I talk about. But as far as the order, I think you should watch Tusk first, mostly because I just want to hear other people's thoughts about it. And I'm sure that everyone that like heard about this movie in 2014 already talked about it, but I'm 6 years late to this bandwagon, obviously not knowing anything about it, going in blindly. I just you guys, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts. And I don't know, like, please watch it. Just please watch it and let me know. Tweet at me at Amy Cassandra MTZ. Comment below. Go to Facebook, Amy Cassandra Martinez. I don't know what the thing is. Like, please, because I need to hear your thoughts, opinions, feelings, emotions, all of it, and how grossed out you were by it. Um, Justin Long definitely needs to be in more things, and I feel like his acting, he usually just gets thrown into the comedy world, which yeah, uh, but he did such a great job that I would like to see him delve more into horror and see what else he can do. Okay, if you guys, like I said, have any questions, please let me know. I'm checking over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Amy Cassandra MTZ. Oh, thank you so much. Hunter, honestly, I'm kind of surprised Amy liked Tusk so much. Haha. Why? It is so weird. It is so weird. And I love it when movies are weird and they go like, whew. That's why I also love Hereditary, because it's like you can make any average horror movie with your average jump scares and all that. There's a fine, not a fine line, pretty clear line. Don't get offensive, Terrifier. Uh, but you can just play around with this whole space. Like here, you've got all of this to work with. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't watch last week, I got a bunch of shirts from $6 shirts, not sponsored, and this is one of them, and I really like it. Okay. Audrey, I have watched it, and it was unusual, but okay movie. What was missing from it without spoilers, if you can? Hunter, I love it. I think it's ridiculous and fun, but I also get that it isn't for everyone. Nikki, what was it about Tusk you responded to? The body horror? That you did? Cool shirt, thank you. Anyway, Tusk, man. I want to see more movies like that. Okay, and then the last movie that I will be talking about is, I'll say it in English and then I'll say it in Spanish. Tigers Are Not Afraid, which is weird to me because it's like the tigers, but los tigres no tienen miedo. I don't know why I need to say it like that, but my people, it's great. It's okay. So info about it, you can find it on Shudder. It was released in 2017. It is 83 minutes, so the shortest out of all the ones I've talked about, and it's also available for $3 on Amazon. Obviously, it is from Mexico. It is filmed in Mexico City. The first 5 minutes of it, the first 5 minutes you see a classroom in Mexico. And this was actually my second time starting to watch it because the first time I think it just like got really sleepy and fell asleep. And I forgot that this moment happened. But we were watching it with friends and I was like, that's exactly what it's like. Fun little fact. My mom and I lived in Mexico for 4 years. I was born in Texas, but then we moved because my family was over there. And I lived there from when I was 4 to 8. So I went to school, obviously, over there. I went to kindergarten, first grade, second, and third grade over there. And thinking back to, I mean, the most vivid memories I have are like second and third grade. That's exactly what the costumes look like. There's like this, like, not lime green, but like this depressing green. floor and the walls are like the same. So it's just like a little cubicle situation of a classroom, and then the desks and everything just, oh, no AC units. What's a cafeteria? That was not a thing. Like, you had chips for food, like they had chips there for you, or there was this mom that made these delicious tacos, these little tiny ones. This little green salsa. I miss the food the most, and I miss the culture the most. Friends, sure, but like it's been 20 something years. Um, but anyway, yeah, I felt really represented, and I was like, this is great because not a lot of people know what it's like to be in a classroom in Mexico. So the fact that it started off with that, I was like, great. The fact that it is in Spanish, watch it with subtitles. Obviously, if you understand Spanish, you don't have to. Um, but yeah, it's not your average like I am scared. It's very Pan's Labyrinthy, and there's like some supernatural, I guess, elements to it. The cast is great. Like 99% of them are kids. Um, and they just knock it out of the park. It feels very adult, like the content is adult uh content material. Does that make sense? Um, but it is, I don't know. I think more people need to watch movies that are not in their native tongue. So this is me continuing, even though like I do know both. I think it's important to explore. Um, Fantasy thriller. I don't know about a thriller. Would you classify it as a thriller? Yeah, maybe. It. I mean, there's definitely a lot of action. I would say so. Maybe fantasy action horror thing. But it is definitely um, it's a different pacing, and it covers things that like these kids are basically left by themselves and they're having to grow up and figure out how to do things on their own and taking care of themselves and trying to survive. Yes, Shutter is a streaming service for horror movies, so I honestly don't know how much it is a month. $5. Highly recommend for so many different kinds of things, but definitely for more options for horror movie lovers, and honestly just for people that want to just see different kinds of things, because there's documentaries. I've mentioned it time and time again. Horror noir. It's it talks about, it's a documentary. It talks about the black community in horror movies and how that started, how it's developed, where we are now, all of that, where that is now. But yeah, let me know if you guys have seen this one, because I definitely know that a lot of people have not seen it. I do recommend it. Let's see, anything else about that one? Yeah, I mean, kids. I think some adults can really underestimate the talent kids have, and to this ensemble cast was able to portray emotions that were so much deeper than what you would think they'd be able to do. So yeah, they were great. They were great. Okay, so now moving on to Chucky. If you don't know me personally, you might not know I am 4'11". That is 4 feet 11 inches. Yes, I have been this height since ninth grade. That's when I first realized I was short. No, I don't wish I was taller. Yes, I have step stools. Yes, this is how tall I am. Oh, that is sweet. No, like it's just my height. Let's get over it. But I do feel a certain sense of like camaraderie with Chucky. I don't know how tall Chucky is, but I think it's crazy to like, it's interesting when people are so terrified of Chucky, because one, I'm like that he's a tiny little guy. And he's a toy, which is like, it's a weird thing, right? Because people don't like dolls. Let me know if you guys don't like dolls. I'm fine with dolls. I'm also fine with clowns. Um, I don't know. But my love for Chucky goes way back to when my mom and I used to watch the movies. And Jennifer Tilly as the bride of Chucky was one of the reasons that like I really fell in love with Chucky, because She was so perfectly cast as the voice of, oh, what's her name? Well, that's great. I remember her name. Um, what's her name? Please let me know. Oh shoot. I don't want to look it up because that's bad. No, but I might have to. Anyway, she's so perfectly cast. Brittany? No, that's not okay. I need to fix this. Okay. Let me do it. Okay. Jennifer Tiffany. Crap. Dang it. I knew that. Crap. Man. Shh. You live in an apartment complex. Everything is fine. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes. The fact that she played Tiffany was so great. Chucky running around is just the funniest thing because I'm like, I don't know. Like I love Chucky. I think the first, second, third movie, like those were great. The remakes are hit and miss. This last one with Aubrey Plaza. I love Aubrey Plaza. I don't know. There was just some stuff missing and it felt weird. It was most recently announced that Chucky will be having a series that will be airing on USA and Sci-Fi. And if you don't know, I've mentioned this earlier, but if you're just catching this now, I work for Geek Bomb and Maud Garrett. She was on SourceFed and she does a crap ton of stuff. She's most also right now she's on Quibi for Fresh Daily. She has this massive fear of Chucky, which I think is very interesting. I don't think it's funny at all to make fun of people's fears, but I like that we're almost complete opposites. She is horrified by Chucky, but when this news came out, I went on Geek Bomb's Twitter and I was like, ah, this is so exciting. Kind of hesitant because it's like, okay, well, what is it gonna look good? First of all, is Chucky really gonna look like Chucky, not like the heck he looked like this last time? Or what? And yeah, like I posted about it and I was really pumped. And so I said that and I said, no one tell Maud. And then we had this whole interaction there. So what I'm also trying to say is follow us on socials at Geekbomb. But yeah, some of you guys really like the Chucky remake. Some of you guys are wrong. Just kidding. Terrified of Chucky. Okay, let's take a poll. Who is scared of Chucky? Let me know in the comments or in the chat right now. Again, we are on YouTube. Oh, Twitch just took me out. That's fun. I'm also on Twitch. I know people are pretty shy over there. Yep. So say hi. Oh, hey, hi. Snapshot. You're telling Maud. Ha. Maud. Maude. But anyway, yes. I just think it's great. I think it's nice that we have polar opposite likes and interests and things. If anyone's commenting on Facebook, it's not letting me see. So I just needed to swipe. Anyway, yeah, let me know on YouTube. I'm scared of any. That's offensive. Height does not make you scary. I also want to add that. The fact Chucky is scary because of what he does, his intentions. He's not a great character, meaning that he's not good. But how do you feel about villains, right? Like, because you're like, yeah, I love Chucky. Or like, oh, Pennywise. I love Pennywise. Oh my gosh. But it's bad, right? Because like they're the villains. So it's a weird feeling. Yeah. Okay. Not scared of Chucky. We got, okay, let's count. So not scared of Chucky. I know Summer was. Did you see all the previous Child's Play Chucky movies? Yes, Guillermo, I did. Chucky's cool. Oh wait, crap. Was not scared. I'm scared. Well, it doesn't matter now. Okay, so not scared. Chucky's cool. Wish there would be a crossover with either Jason or Freddy. Pitch the story, dude. What would that look like? Because now I'm like, Where would it be? I mean, like, okay, let's say it's with Jason. Would it be in a cabin, like, or like at a, Camp Crystal Lake? Would Chucky just like, would a teenager take Chucky with them? Then what? Like, how do they work together? Because Chucky tends to work with, oh no, he's worked with different kinds of people. That might be a good idea. So this is not scared. Okay, I'm more scared of the guy who brought Chucky to life. Interesting. So we won't put that you're scared of Chucky. Robert. I don't know what that means. Jorge. Not scared. So far we got 3-1. It's all right. I know there's people that are scared of Chucky. Not scared. Didn't Chucky bring himself to life? Freddy Chucky team up would be dope. Hunter. You know what this made me, okay, so right now more people are not scared of Chucky than they are. If you're not scared of Chucky, how would you tell people that are scared of Chucky, like, hey, don't worry about it? Because it's also like, hey, if you're scared of something, I don't think there's, like, it's okay to be scared. And like, I'm scared of butterflies. And it's like, people are like, they're butterflies. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Butterflies are glorified moths. I don't like moths. Like, they're great on their own, but just don't get close to me. Just kind of have that conversation. Anyway, this also made me think that I need to watch all of the Chucky movies again in preparation. The series does air in 2021, which is, I mean, not that long from now, but we don't know when. Also pretty bummed that we don't get Halloween this year. The movie. Although let's be real, um, stay, like, just wear masks, but we're gonna have to get creative with Halloween. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. So I hope that you guys are able to decorate your space, get some of these, just like spruce it up. I think you would have to merge the ideologies of the movies and Freddy Jason's movie mix so well. Yeah, and I sort of don't think Chucky movies have ideologies, but I could be wrong. But they do. Chucky movies are great and they do have ideologies. But anyway, um summer. Guys, I know a lot of you are scared of Chucky and it's okay. This is a safe space. Share your fears. You're not in this alone. Uh we don't really, I didn't see any news about what the storylines were going to be for the show, but I also didn't search for them because I want to be pleasantly surprised. Hopefully, I'm more concerned for what he's going to look like. And the fact that Jennifer Tilly is coming back gives me hope. So I'm like, look, you can't have Chucky looking crazy like this last time. He needs to be on par with Jennifer Tilly's Tiffany. And like, don't you dare mess up Tiffany. Like, Tiffany, oh my gosh. I wish I could dress like Tiffany. I might. She always just like was very feminine, but also a little rock and roll. I just, I love her so much. She might be one of my favorite characters in horror. Um, is the series stemming from the movies timeline? I don't know. Stemming off of the movies. Oh, good. Um, yeah. I mean, guys, there's a lot of stuff that we will hopefully get from it. Um, yeah, I just want it to be good. I want Chucky to look right. Chucky looking right. From then on, it's like hopefully only uphill, right? If he starts to look funky, then you're starting down here. This last one was so weird. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, right now would also be the time to ask them. Oh, snapshot. Not scared. Does that, I lost track. Was that 4 or 5? You guys, what are you scared of then? Are you guys scared of um clowns, dolls, exorcisms? Like, what is your thing that you're like, yeah, well, here's where I draw the line? Because I think for me, I don't draw the line, but I'm already like, when it comes to body horror. And I don't know if this counts as one, but I don't like cockroaches. Could you guys hear that? I don't like saying that word. It really grosses me out because I can almost feel them crawling when I say the word. I really don't like them. So once those things are involved, if you've seen the first Creep Show, like anthology movie, I guess, don't watch the last. Was it the first one or was it the second one? Crap. I don't remember. But if it's the last story that they tell, um, don't I just don't like it. So I don't know. Okay, well, guys, I think that's kind of bees. Sorry. Snapshot 053 over on Twitch says bees. Bees are pretty scary. But you know what? I started watching movies with bees in them. Not the bee movie. But just movie like documentaries about bees. I was like, bees are great. I shouldn't be scared of them. But also like you never know if you're allergic unless you get stung by a bee, which is kind of scary. But yeah. I wonder if there's bee repellent. Anyway, I'm just chatting with my it doesn't matter. Okay. Um, yeah, I think today's show's a little bit shorter, but we got through everything. Again, if you guys want to just continue having the conversation, ask questions, any of that, do so. Um, yeah, thank you guys again so much for supporting this. I do this every Friday. Time changes, but the content remains the same. It's horror. Like almost worked. Again, if you are just joining me now, yeah, we talked about Relic. We talked about, which is the newest movie that dropped a week ago. We talked about Tusk, and we talked about Tigers Are Not Afraid slash Los Tigres No Tienen Miedo. Los, right? It starts with yeah. And then we talked about Chucky, this great news that I'm super pumped about. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you. Take care. You too. Have a great weekend. Cool stream as always. Thank you. Please share this with your friends if you know other people that like horror, because I would love to just continue expanding our little horror hangout community. Share this on Twitter. Take screenshots. I'll give you a screenshot if you want to share it. Are you ready? Was that weird? That's fine. It's just us. Yeah, keep the conversation going. Also, if you have any recommendations for horror movies, let me know in the comments below. Yes, I've tried Shutter. Guillermo, I actually mentioned Shutter almost weekly. They should really be sponsoring me, but it's okay. I love you, Shutter, and I love everything that you do. Feel free, Guillermo, because it looks like you're new here. Hi. Watch the other shows that I've done. I think this is my sixth or seventh one. Ah, where does the time go? Seventh one. Yeah, I mentioned a lot of movies from Shutter, and yeah. So if you guys have any recommendations, please tweet me. That's the best way to get a hold of me. At Amy Cassandra MTC. That's right there. And yes, if you guys have any big horror news that you want to share with me that I obviously would have not seen otherwise, please let me know as well. Be nice to each other, stand up for people's rights, and be actively anti racist. All right. Happy Friday, and I will see y'all next Friday. Bye.